This video tutorial is on a very important topic called fraction, and I have already written here the definition of fraction. So fraction is a number representing part of a whole. Okay, this line is very important. Fraction is a number representing part of a whole. I'll just underline it. Part of a whole. Don't worry, I'm not going to limit the discussion only to the definition. I'll go in a very deep discussion on fraction because this is the topic where often students get confused. Okay, so don't worry about it. We'll go very deep into the discussion on fraction. So part of a whole, the whole may be a single object or a group of objects. So this line is also very important. A single object whole can be a single object or a group of objects. All the parts have to be equal. Parts have to be equal. Okay. So keep these things in mind. Okay. Fraction is a number representing part of a whole. The whole may be a single object or a group of objects. Like the whole means you are taking a unit or considering a situation on a whole, and that whole can be only a single object or group of objects, and all the parts have to be equal. The part that you are discussing here have to be equal. Only then you can talk about fraction. Okay, and before going deep into discussion, I'll just mention here two terms that are very important, and we'll discuss them one by one. Okay, but I'm just writing them here and you have to just keep them in mind. Proper fraction, and improper fraction, So this discussion on fraction, then to proper fraction and improper fraction are going to be in a series of videos. So I'll request you, in order to understand this concept of fraction completely, do watch all the videos. Okay. And the reason why I have mentioned here is because, as you can see, the difference that is proper and improper. Now one would be thinking that, hey, what does that improper means? That improper means inappropriate or not complete or what? So just to tell you that don't go on the name improper. It's also a type of fraction, but it's not fraction in a strict true sense. Okay, this is in a true sense or very strictly a fraction. Why? We'll discuss that also. Okay, so let's begin our discussion, the real discussion on fraction. Let's say that you have a pizza. Let's say that you have a pizza. So you have a pizza. So this is a pizza, and let's suppose that I slice it from the center. I slice it from the center, and it has been now sliced into two equal parts. So this was the complete pizza, and here I have sliced it. This is one part and this is one part. Okay, so this is one part and this is another part. Now, in how many parts have you divided this pizza? You'll say we have divided it into two parts. Okay, this is one part and this is the one part of these two parts. Okay, so this one part will be represented by 1, that is, you're talking about one part. So this is one part divided by 2. 2 is the total number of parts in which you have you slice this pizza into. Okay, you made two parts of this pizza, that is this two parts that's represented here, and this one is telling you that this is the one part of that division. Similarly, this is another one part, right? You have two parts, one part and two part. The way you will represent this part will be one, that is representing a part divided by in how many parts have you divided this pizza into. Similarly, this is also one part, and it's of what, I mean, total number of parts were 2. That's what a fraction is. Fraction means you have broken something, you have divided something, you have break something into equal parts. You divided them into equal parts, and then the fraction means that you are talking about a part. You are talking about a part of that division, or whatever you have sliced, or whatever you have done in equal parts. So this is actually a fraction. This is actually a fraction. That's what it's saying, is a number representing part of a whole. It's representing part of a whole. This is 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2, 1 divided by 2. So this pizza is part, this part is 1 by 2, and this is 1 by 2, and that is actually a fraction. And you can see here, it's all the parts have to be equal. All the parts have to be equal. You sliced it into two equal parts. If you are getting confused, let me proceed further to explain you. And let me remove it. So I sliced it. Initially I had sliced it into two equal parts. Now I decided, okay, let me do one thing. Hey, let me slice it again into another two equal parts. So I'll slice it like this. Now I have made how many equal parts? I have made 4 equal parts. Remember always, this is equal to this. Okay, this is equal to this. So I have made 4 equal parts. This is telling you, 4 is telling you in how many parts your pizza or anything that you are considering about has been divided into. So I have made now 4 equal parts. This is one part, this is one part, this is one part, and this is another one part. All these one part, one part, one part, one part are making 4 equal parts. So if I have to talk about this part, and if I have to represent it by a number, I'll say that this is one part, and out of how many parts? 4. Why? Because it has been divided into 4 equal parts. This is another one part, and it's again divided by 4. This is another one part of how many equal parts? 4. This is another one part of how many? Of 4 equal parts. So this is 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. And let's say that if a person A takes this part, that is 1 by 4, he will say that, he or she will say that, I have 1/4 of this pizza. I have 1/4 of this pizza. I have 1/4 of this pizza. If that person says that, okay, I have taken this part, now I am going to take this part also, this part and this part. So this person A now will say that I have actually 2 equal parts of this pizza. So he will say that I have 2 by 4. This 1 by 4 tells that is A is having. A will say that I have 1/4 of this pizza. I have one part of this fraction. Then he will say, if he or she takes this part and this part, both these 2 parts, the person A will say that now I have 2 parts. Since I have 2 parts, so I have 2 by 4 of this pizza. If that person takes this part, and this part also, okay. So let me just color it. If this is the part, if this part, and then this part, and then this part. Okay. So now this person will say that, hey, now I have 3, since I have now 3 equal parts of this whole, so we'll say now he or she will say that now I have 3 by 4. Now I have 3 by 4 of this pizza. If that person takes this part, this part, this part, and finally even this part, so now this person will say that I have 4 by 4. That is the fourth part, and this 4 is telling you the total number of parts it has been divided into. So actually all these terms, all these numbers, sorry, not terms, are actually telling about the fraction. This 1 by 4 is telling you that it has one part. This person A is having one part. This 2 by 4 is telling that this person has now two parts. There's this one part, this another part. So 2 is telling you how many parts this person has taken. Okay, therefore you will write 2 and divided by in how many parts that total pizza was divided into. So this is a fraction, and that is telling you that you have two equal parts of that pizza, and divided by 4 means that in that the pizza has been divided into 4 equal parts. This 3 by 4 is telling that the person A has 3 equal parts of this pizza, and since this pizza was divided into 4 equal parts, that's what you have represented here, and that is why this fraction is telling you that 3 equal parts out of 4. Now this fraction, this number is representing that the person A has 4 equal parts. 4 equal parts out of how many parts? This 4 parts that this pizza was divided into. This is telling you how many parts that the person has. 4 parts. So 4 by 4 is, of course, if you divide 4 by 4, you'll get 1. It means that this person is having the whole complete pizza. So go back to definition. Fraction is a number representing part of a whole. Part of a whole. It means 1 by 4 means the person is having only one part of that total division. This 2 by 4 is a fraction telling the person has 2 parts out of 4. This 3 by 4 is a fraction, is a number representing that this person A is having 3 parts. He has 3 parts out of 4 equal parts, and this is telling you that the person A has 4 parts of 4 equal, total 4 parts out of 4 parts that this pizza was divided into. Okay, so if you are not getting why it's what you mean by equal, I'll clarify that too here. So let me remove this portion. So now I have divided it. What I did is assume that you first divided this pizza into like this, or let me show you completely. Okay, so what you did, first I divided this pizza into 2 equal parts. You say very nice. Then what I did was, okay, I'll slice only this part. That's it. So now can I say that this pizza has been divided into 3 parts. This is first part, therefore 1 by 3. This is second part, therefore this is 2 by 3. This is the third part of this whole pizza, that is 3 by 3. No, you cannot say that. That's not a fraction. Why? You can clearly see that in this case, the parts into which this pizza has been divided are not equal. These 2 parts are equal, but this is not an equal part, and that's what it has been mentioned here, that the parts in which you will divide your item or the whole thing ought to be equal. They should be equal. In this case, this is of equal area, or whatever you want to say. This is of equal size, this is of equal size. Therefore we can't say that this is the first part, that is 1 by 3, this is the second part, this is 2 by 3, and this is the third part, this is 3 by 3. No, you can't say that. So what would be the correct way? Either you divide it into these 2 equal parts, or go to the previous way in which we did this. Just make 4 equal parts. Now it is 4 equal parts. Now we can say that this is the first part of this whole division. You divide it into 4 equal parts, therefore 1 by 4. This is another 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 1 by 4. We divide it into 4 equal parts. Now if this person A gets only this much, that person will have 1 by 4. That person is having only one portion of this division. That's a fraction. What is telling? That person is having only one part. If that person takes this part and this part also, now that person is having 2 equal parts, right? That's what it's 2 out of how many parts? 4. Now if person takes this part and this part, then that person is having 3 equal parts out of how many parts? Out of 4. That's a fraction. If that person takes this one, this one, this one, this one, now he or she has 4 equal parts out of 4 parts, total 4 parts. That's what a fraction is. Okay, that's what a fraction is.